Hey guys, it is my 2 years and 7 months on T, and just go through the changes real quick. This video is probably going to be a little long because I'm going to address relationship, communication, and bottom surgery. So the hair is it's coming in a lot more right in here on this area where you rarely see hair. I've got a lot more in my eyebrows. You can't see it. As you can see, the mustache, I'm letting it grow out just because it's a little darker, and we're going to see how it looks. In my opinion, when these things first start growing out and you've got blonde and black and it almost looks like some red in it, it just doesn't look appealing to me. So that's why I really don't show close-ups. I did not shave so that you could see how my hair is growing on my chin and neck. Of course, I've noticed that most guys are really, this is the first thing that we get. Mine actually is self-shaped. It's just, it does this, and it's real soft. And my soul patch, of course, I showed before, it's real blonde. Now my mother said that my dad never could grow a mustache that filled in really good. My brother has a mustache. It's not a thick one. He's more of the dishwater blonde, and that's kind of hair, but he's not as hairy as I am. In fact, he barely has any hair on his chest, and his happy trail is just one little line. So I by far got most of the hair, even as a female body person. So, and what I'm really trying to do, what I've noticed lately, is that I'm up like this. My shoulders are up, and I'm trying to relax myself and get them down. I don't understand. I also noticed that if you look at the back of me, it goes like this. My neck is here, and then I kind of go out like this. I've never had that before. Tony's noticed it changing, and I think it might be because when I'm in the recliner, I put a pillow or something behind my head, so I'm kind of like this. But the problem is I can't have the back of my head touch a couch or a chair or anything. I get a headache from that. I don't know if it's the vessels or something getting pinched off. I don't know what that is, but I always have to put something behind my neck. And so if you notice me in the video kind of doing this, comment and see if I do that to you guys. I'm trying to hold them down. Okay, the fat is moving again, and I'm losing the hips again, so that tells me that my testosterone is being absorbed and not changing or turning into estradiol. I did meet with my endo last Wednesday, and she told me that all my labs look good, except for the fact that because I have weight on me, that the estradiol, not estrogen, the estradiol, will harbor in your fat cells. So you guys who have a little higher estradiol levels, if you do get it down to where the estradiol level is, if they change your hormone, then you get lower doses so that you don't change into estrogen. Just beware that the estradiol, if you've carried some weight, is going to harbor into the fat cells. Like my level right now, my level was clear up to 68. It's dropped within 2 or 3 weeks down to 30. But if I keep a small level of that, that is probably storing in my fat cells. It's not that the testosterone is converting. So if you kind of understand what I mean, is now if you don't have estradiol levels for a lot of menopausal guys, and you transitioned after that, which that's where I was, if all of a sudden you have estradiol levels, it doesn't mean that it's been storing in your fat. That does mean that your testosterone is changing into estradiol, and you may look at lowering your dose. Now, I'll tell you, mental-wise, it killed me to lower my dose, because in my mind, I think I need all the testosterone I can get to do my changes. I've had a struggle for I'm on T for two years and 7 months, and I would say maybe 7 months of that whole time that my body has actually absorbed testosterone and started changes in me. And my way of thinking is because the first 6 months that I started T, my body was taking it. My levels got up to 400. I was only on 50 milligrams a week, and then about that summer is when I really started feeling fatigue, and my levels from about April or May started dropping, and my endo did not address it. She kept saying, "Oh, you're okay, you're okay." And that's when I went through that whole summer really fatigued. My levels dropped to 177, my T levels, and I got sick. And I got deathly sick. For those who are watching me for the first time, I was sick for a whole year on heavy meds, and it took me another year to come out of that and get some energy to do stuff. So I have probably been feeling good maybe the last month, 2 months now, and that's when my body has been absorbing the testosterone. So my changes are almost like the beginning of my transition, except for I'm further along in it, if you understand that too. I'm not trying to be complicated, but there's a lot of guys out here that are older transitioning and have chronic ailments, like me, stuck in a recliner 50% of your waking time. I've got probably good 4 hours on my feet a day without having to do a mental war with the pain. I do not like, I'm doing it again. I do not like pain medication. I don't like inflicting my body and my liver with all of those drugs. I do try to tolerate my pain other ways, just mentally, massaging them. That doesn't really help. It probably causes it to hurt a little bit more. But I do my best to keep from taking pain medication. So I'm good for about 4 hours a day, and the rest of the time I'm in a recliner. So that's why I cannot really worry too much about my weight. The whole thing is that a lot of people who are overweight and have yo-yoed on diets and lose some and then gain double back, there are other issues going on of why your body feels it needs to hold on to fat. I have not always, the last few times I have referred to the book, the John Gabriel Method. That's Jon. John Gabriel Method. His theory is right on. I really do believe that. So I'm trying to every day wake up in the present. I don't think about what I used to be or what I looked like before, and I don't think about where I want to be or what I want to do in the future too far away. I try to think about the present time, what I'm going to do for the day, and just do my best. So as far as like eating's concerned, I ask myself, is this nourishing my body? Is my body going to get the vitamins and minerals and amino acids and electrolytes and everything that I put in my body? Is that going to provide things for my body to nourish it and to replenish what I'm depleted of? So I ask myself those questions, and that's how I've been eating. Now, I have gradually been losing about a pound and a half. The only reason why I'm weighing myself is I like to keep a mental note about where I am, so when I go to the doctors, I can see how off their scales are. I was at the doctor's 2 times last week, and one time I was 3 pounds off of my home scale, and the other time was 2 pounds off my home scale. So I just kind of like to keep an eye on that. I'm not worried about weight at all. I would love to weigh this weight if I had, let's say, 20% body fat. that would be ideal for me. So I'm not concentrating on weight. I'm just concentrating on feeling better, eating better. I work out because I like to work out. I cannot do cardio, so I do other things to try to get my heart rate up. But I'm not even really worried about all that. The whole purpose, the whole thing I'm trying to change is my mindset. I'm trying to get my body to understand that it's safe. It does not have to hoard on to the fat. It can release it and I'll be okay. And so I'm working on that every day. Not only that, I'm working on not stressing out day by day by doing some visualizations, for telling myself when I get dysphoric really bad to look at my body and go, let it go. Just let it go. It'll get there. Don't worry about it right now. It's going to get there. And I do something like that. And it's really been helping me. I haven't deprived myself of anything. I haven't been stressed because I didn't get to the gym one day. I just do what I can. I know what days I would like to do it, and that's just the days I plan. Do I plan a time? No. Do I think I'm going to get up early, set the alarm, and go? No. I don't do that anymore. I take it one day at a time, and I just follow through that day what I would like to do. So that's how I'm handling things as far as fat redistribution. It's going into the gut. I've noticed it has gone into like my arms right here. I'm cutting right here. But I'm not going to show my chest until the 2.5 years post-op. Every 6 months I'll show my chest. Because my chest, you cannot really look at it like the results are good, my nipples are good, but I have weight on me, so I have skin hanging down, and so I don't want people to concentrate on, is that how it's going to happen if I have a little bit of weight. You just have to understand you have weight. You don't know how. As long as this area right here looks good, don't worry, underarms and stuff like that, the fat that hangs on. If you're the kind of person like me that wants to see yourself more fit and stuff, you'll do things. Don't yo-yo diet. Don't diet at all. Just ask yourself what you're feeding yourself. Is it healthy? Is it nutritious? Most people that I've been watching, the experts, have said that obese people are starving. They're starving nutritional wise. So think about those things. So we'll go on. So that's the hair thing. You can probably see this, my hair in my shoulders. It's just getting more of it. And like I said, it's coming down in here. Oh, my toes. I used to have hairy big toes when I was younger. And now it's all coming back, and now I can see hair on my second toe. Where I wear socks to wear my cowboy boots, for some reason my socks rub my hair off. I'm kind of like the football players that tape and shave their legs, that part down there on the lower leg. That's what it looks like. But what I noticed is it's coming back in, and it's not being rubbed off by my socks. So I've got hair on my back, butt, inner thighs, fingers, hand, hair, and it all depends on your family genes. So that's another thing you have to remember when you're watching these videos, especially for the first time and you're doing all your research and watching all kinds of guys. We all have a different journey, and we all come from a different set of genetics. So it all depends. I'm receding quite a bit. My hair's thinning out. My dad had a head of hair really thick. My mom has thin hair. I took after my dad, born female. Now that I'm on testosterone, I'm losing hair, and I'm wondering if I'm going to be thin like my mom. So it just, it all just depends. Another thing that I haven't talked about is communication. And a lot of guys have said that communication is different, and it definitely is. I've talked about how I used to be a multitasker, and now I can't multitask. It's the same thing almost in the communication. I need you to talk clear to me, or I'm not understanding what you're saying. And before, in Tony and I's relationship, when she would talk about something, I had the ability to figure out if she wasn't explaining it just how she wanted to, what she wanted to say, it was not coming out right, I could figure it out and not bother her and let her go on with her story. Now I'm like, well, who? Now what are you talking about? And so she gets frustrated because I'm always trying to find out what she's saying and I'm not filling in the gaps anymore. It's a little frustrating, I'm sure, but it's just as much frustrating for me because I'm listening to myself going, dang, why couldn't you just figure that out? So that has changed in me considerably. And also what I've noticed, and I don't know if you guys have thought about this, but we talk about pronouns and we talk about family, and we're forgiving with our family because they've lived with us all of our life and they've been used to the she pronouns or the he pronouns. But I noticed the other night, I was talking to my sister and a joke came up and my niece side busted the conversation and they both called me a she when talking. And it was kind of like a past tense talking. And I explained to them that when they talk about me past tense, in the beginning of my transition, people would stop, well, when you were, so-and-so. And I told them they don't have to do that anymore. Just, even in stories that used to be the old name, just put it in my new name. Because I'm the same person. What I've noticed is, I don't know if they see me as a guy. Right? Just think about that for a minute. Think of your family. How do they look at you? Yeah, they call me Jay, Uncle Jay. They do catch himself, and they say him or he. But is the reason why, after 2.5 years, that they still slip up because they don't see me male? Sure, they see the physical changes, but overall, do they really see me as a male? And that hit my my thoughts, and I started processing that. And I thought that might be exactly why. So I'm going to talk to my mom and ask her how does she see me now, and just have a conversation, and try not to get upset if she says, well, I just don't see. You're just the old name to me. But I'm trying, and I'll get that, but it will probably bother me because they should see that I'm different. I'm happier. They should see that it's natural for me. Maybe I was just a good actor all my life, and when I pushed things down and harbored them in a dark closet, that my compensation was really good, and they just don't see the male in me. I don't know. That's something to think about. So anyway, let's go to bottom surgery. Finn, I don't know if you guys watch Finn, but we probably started transitioning around the same time, and we started documenting the same time, so we kind of follow each other. He talked about bottom surgery the other day. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you can probably tell my videos when I'm tired or haven't slept good, but anyway, and he has been battling a decision on meta or fallow, and if any. And so I've been watching him process it, but in the meantime, I have been juggling, questioning. One of the questions I had regarding the phalloplasty, it used to be, and you'll see in my old documentaries, I wasn't going to go for bottom surgery. And you'll see a lot of guys change their mind, but it's not always because of the dysphoria it has increased. A lot of it is because a lot of us didn't think that we would ever be able to afford it. So you kind of push those needs and wants aside so they don't run your life. But now that the insurance companies, because of our president, are now offering transgender services. and surgeries are included. So we are with Kaiser, and that opened up last January, and they've been flocked. Let me tell you, it's a smart business movement, because I'm sure their open enrollment increased incredibly. But I've got another guy who's going to have surgery here in August. He's doing a fallow, and I've just been kind of playing with that. We meet once a week in group and we talk about these things, and I've just been processing it. And one of my concerns with me on fallow is because my body has been taking a long time to heal because of my thyroid disease. I've been concerned about the intensity of doing skin grafts, and wondering if I will recoup from that. Wondering if my body will deny the foreign body, or will it accept it. And I don't think I'll ever find an answer until I actually talk to the doctor and voice my concerns. I'm sure he has come across, because I will be going to Dr. Crane if I go. Well, when I go. I'm not going to say if. But he has done thousands of them, and I know that his plate is now full with Kaiser and him contracting with each other. So another thing is with my weight issue and the length of time it's going to take me, if I can ever get it all off, just because of my stationary life, not because of my body's trying to absorb or wants to hold on to the fat cells, but I might have fat buildup just because my metabolism with the thyroid and my stationary life isn't burning like it should be. So the worst case scenario is I keep some weight on. Now, I know with my gut, and I know with my growth, that I probably would not be even able to see standing and peeing, if I could even stand and pee. And that's where I'm at right now. Well, Finn's video talked openly, and it really helped me, because what he had been struggling with was somewhat of what I've been struggling with, and yet what I have been thinking and feeling towards it, he has been thinking and feeling towards it. So I've also been struggling with it, and asked Tony what she thought, and her feelings are that I would not be happy with the Metoid. And I asked her, well, how do you know that? And she said, because I know you. So I've been processing all these different responses and talks about bottom surgery and stuff. So I'm so sorry. As I go through this process, I've already called and requested a therapy session with Kaiser's Behavioral Services. My therapist isn't with them, because at the time when they sent me to the behavioral services to get on T, they sent me to the one who had the most experience, and she herself said, I do not really have any experience. So they must have hired a slew of people. They've got 2 behavioral therapists now that are specialized in transgender services. So that'll be interesting, I think what's really going to help me is meeting with the doctor. There's not a question about, is it right for me? Sorry about that. My batteries went dead in the camera. So it's not a question about, a therapist saying, oh, well, yeah, he's definitely the prospect for surgery. No, I know I am. The thing is, it's just about getting the ball rolling and going through the protocol in order to meet with Dr. Crane and talk with him about my concerns and about looking at my body and seeing what he can do for me about my dysphoria, and seeing what he thinks the outcome will be. And that will be getting the ball on the road, or get the ball rolling. So I really appreciate Finn for opening up his life, even to the most sensitive areas that we have on our journey. And it does not only help even new guys or females coming into transition, but still helps those of us who have been on the road for a little while. Transitioning isn't something that happens overnight or happens in the first couple years. Transitioning happens every day of our life. And to transition from your biological body to your the person who you are on the inside, changes happen up to 10 years in biological females and males, so especially males. So you're looking at, for example, me, 2.7 years, my changes are not finished. The hair on my body's not finished. My head is not finished, my receding. The forming of my body is not finished. There's a lot of still things happening inside. And even as individuals, we should be transitioning every day to become better people, to become God's grace and humanity. We should love one another and be kind to one another, and help one another. And that's the ultimate goal in my eyes, and that's where I'm headed, is to be that spiritual person that can be depended on. And I'm not saying being taken advantage of. I'm just saying, not to be judgmental. In fact, talking about that, I always had to deal with not being recognized. But when I actually started transitioning, I was exposed to a lot of different labels and different, I don't know if you call them gender identities or just sexual orientation, because I'm not really sure of what they are. And what I mean is genderqueer. I don't know what that really means. And then you got people who one day they wake up, they could be male, and one day they wake up, they could be female. That blows my mind. But what I've had to do is stop myself and say, look, you think your mind's blown? Think about the people who only live in a box and trying to understand all this stuff that's in the media now. So I have to take a step back and realize my family's trying to accept me and understand everything, and so I need to give the same space and understanding to other people who don't fit in the traditional gender roles or the transgender identity roles that are totally different. So every day is a transition. Every day is something new. My whole aspect to life is just, like I've said over and over, trying to be a better person. Trying to work on the things that snap me into judgment or anger or whatever it is that's ugly and doesn't need to be a part of your life. So, guys, take it one day at a time. Make your journey as simple as possible, and we'll see you next month. Bye.